Okay, let's get this out of the way right now. Alpacas and llamas do indeed spit, but don't let that stop you from loving them. The question is, why do they do it, and should we be worried about it? Is it a sign of aggression, or are they just simply trying to make a bad impression? You'll be surprised to find out that there's actually a very logical reason behind their spitting behavior. Let's dive into the world of these quirky, fluffy creatures. So, first things first, alpacas and llamas are both members of the camelid family, along with camels, of course. These animals are super social, and their behavior is often all about communication. And when it comes to communication, sometimes they spit. But wait, it's not like they're just randomly launching spit everywhere. No. They actually use it for a very specific reason. When you see them spit, it's usually because they're feeling threatened, frustrated, or they just want to show dominance. They might spit towards another llama or alpaca to let that other alpaca or llama know to back off. Or maybe they're just letting their herd know that they're the boss. It's their version of saying, hey, stay in your own lane. Now, llamas are generally more territorial and can be a bit more, shall we say, dramatic when it comes to spitting. They tend to use it more often when they feel their space is being invaded or when they're not happy with other animals or even a human. But don't worry, it's almost never aimed at you unless you seriously cross the line. Here's where it gets interesting. While llamas are more likely to spit to set their boundaries, alpacas are a little bit more laid back. They can spit, but usually not as much as llamas. Alpacas prefer to use body language, like ear positioning or subtle stare of disapproval, to communicate their feelings. So you're more likely to get an intense side eye from an alpaca than a full face of spit. However, when they do spit, it's not just a small mist. Their spit can be pretty forceful and a little, or shall we say, a lot, gross. But the good news is they usually only spit at each other, and the spit isn't full of nasty germs. Most of the time, it's just grass and saliva, and a lot of stink. Still, probably not something you'd want to wear. Here's a fun little fact. Llamas and alpacas don't actually spit all the time. It's more like a last resort for them. If they feel threatened or annoyed, they'll warn the other animals with a couple of spitting threats before actually letting loose. It's kind of their way of saying, you don't want to mess with me, trust me. And let's face it, most of the time, these animals are too busy being simply adorable to spit at you. So don't let a bit of spit scare you off from meeting one of these amazing animals. They have a bit of an attitude, but they're usually pretty chill and totally lovable. Now I will say this about our particular animals here at Eagle Eye Farm. We have one llama, his name is Taz, and Taz has never spit. No lie, he has never spit. So although llamas are more likely to spit than alpacas, here at Eagle Eye Farm, that is not the case. Our animals that are most likely to spit are Wild and Plie and Rosie. These are all three female alpacas that are a little bit on the feisty side, you might say. So now that you know why they spit, have you ever had a face-to-face encounter with an alpaca or llama's saliva? I want to hear your best llama alpaca moments in the comments, whether it was a close call or just an adorable experience.